shit. This 1,000. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Shit, you coming? Spin the check and get it right back.
What up, guys? We are here with another Division video. I think Marco just dropped. It says skills and mods. Every time he drops something like that, because him and Wiz really have like the most information, he really goes into depth with everything. I want to actually just watch it. I was going to live stream it, but I'm going to just record it, give my feedback on it. You know how we did yesterday with the live stream and before that. So let's get straight to the video. All right. All right. We have 4K. All right.
Oh yeah, day 2 of the very long and detailed videos about the Division 2. Yesterday we talked about the Dark Zone and all the new mechanics around it, so today I just want to focus on the skills that we got to use during the play session. Now unfortunately, as I mentioned yesterday as well, I wasn't allowed to share any recordings of the menus, including the skill menus, so I have it recorded. I can just look at my screen and tell you what's on there, but I can't put it directly on screen. So for some of this stuff, you're going to have to use your imagination a little bit, and you're going to have to trust me, I guess.
From what I'm seeing right now, the shield that he got is like a bigger shield that covers his head, and then he only can use the pistol. And then the chick right here had a shield, but it doesn't cover her head. It's not as big as this one, but it has a mount for the assault rifle on it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be using the shield that she has.
Because otherwise, yeah, we're not going to get very far today. Something I did do, though, is equip every skill and sort of test them out in combat and test them out with my teammates. So,
all right, so this is from what I see, this is a Seeker Mine with some type of healing ability on it. So just like they were saying before, that there was like, I'm guessing, like really no heal skills, like a boost or overdose, defib, things like that. I think the equipment has that type of stuff on there.
So I do have some visual stuff to show you for most of the things. To start off with, we have 8 different skills to choose from. All
right, and by the way, I haven't watched this video at all. One thing I don't like so far is we only have 8 skills. We have way less than what we had on Division 1. You know, Division 1, it was alts that had green, yellow, and blue, and all of those had different things in them with medical, tactical, and security. But right now, it just looked like we got 4. They maybe add some more during the game. So you got your pulse, confirmed what I was talking about the other day with the ring with the man in it is a pulse. I seen a different type of pulse from this. This looked like some type of turret. That's the Hive. That's the Seeker Mine. This is the flying drone, the shield. This looked like probably a EMP or sticky or something. We don't know. I don't know what this is, but we're going to get into it. That's just my speculation of what I think it is. Hopefully I am right, though.
Division 2. We have the pulse, which can be modded in 3 different ways. Yes, I know the pulse returns. It was a surprise to me as well. We'll talk about that soon. We have the turret, the Hive, the Seeker Mine, and the drone, but we already knew that because of the article that was released like a month ago. Then we have the shield, which has 3 mods, although one of those mods was locked in the version that I played, so don't really know what that does. We have the cam launcher, of course, also from E3 that we already knew about. And we have the Firefly, which is a concept that never really made it into the Division.
All right, so as we can see, we got the pulse, it got jammer, scanner, remote. Jammer is probably like jamming a skill or something like that, or a concealed maybe where you can't post back. The scanner is probably, you know, like the recon probably, where it goes out further and you can see like resources and stuff like that. That's just what I think. The turret, of course, is assault, and then you got Incinerator. It's got to be, of course, it's a flame. That's a flame turret right there. Artillery, don't know what that is, and sniper, we do not know what that is. It might be like a sniper turret or something like that. If that is, I hope that's not like super OP. That's crazy right there. Then we got the Hive, Stinger, Restore. So Stinger might be, okay, so Stinger, I'm pretty sure is the one that puts the damage on you, that shreds you up. It was some gameplay yesterday that we were watching with Wids that they were fighting some people in the DZ. They were rogue, his teammate went down and one of those other guys from across the way dropped one of those Hive, and the Hive went in the air and immediately shredded this dude while he was on the ground. So I'm pretty sure that's the one that they used, the Stinger. The Restore is probably stuff that restores the armor, restores the health. I'm pretty sure. And then the booster is probably stuff that gives you, like, we were looking at the armor. Some of the armor turns blue. So there's blue notches on the armor sometime, depending on, like, if you're reviving somebody or shooting somebody with a sniper in cover, or using a certain skill. And I've actually seen this Hive right here, the booster. It's probably, it might be like a damage one, maybe. It could be either one, like a booster from the booster shot that gives you like probably a damage buff, or it could be the one that gives you the armor. Reviver, of course, it's probably something that's medical and it revives anybody that's down while the skill is deployed. This is just all of what I'm thinking before I even finish the video. And hopefully, you know, if I'm wrong, then he clears it up for me. If not, then I kind of got the understanding on what's going on with these. Secret Mine, of course, explosive, Airburst, Mender. Don't know what that is. And Cluster, we know what Cluster is. The drone, Striker. Some of these stuff look like gear sets and stuff up in here from like Division 1. So the drone has a Striker, which we know 9 times out of 10. That's like an assault drone. We got the Defender drone, the Tactician drone, Bombardier, and Fixer. So Bombardier probably is like bombs or something like that. Defender is something that is probably like a defuse, maybe, probably from like a final measure or something, or maybe, or give you health in some type of way. Now with the Tactician, if y'all look, this right here, this emblem is the emblem that you get from when you use the 50 cal. So maybe like when you have the 3 classes, which we see is 1, 2, and 3, that you unlock these only in these, you know. So if you got the 50 cal sniper, you unlock this one. But if you don't have the 50 cal sniper, you can't use this. That's what it looks like. And vice versa. If you got the 50 cal, you can't use this or use this artillery. So that's what it looks like, because we know we have 3 different alts, not even alts, skills that you can use. You got your crossbow, you got your crossbow, you got your grenade launcher, which is probably dealing with this artillery, and then you have the sniper, which is the 50 cal, which looks like it corresponds with Tactician right here. All right, Fixer is probably something that like fixes something that's deployed that's already weak. Like if you got a skill out that's weak and it fixes it over time, or equipment or something like that over time. Just my guess. The shield, we don't know what the third one is. So you got Bullrock, which I don't know these names, but I'm pretty sure one is with the pistol and one is with the assault rifle. Don't know what this one is. Chem launcher, which is, it sounds like chemical launcher. So you got a fire starter, which is like a fire chemical launcher. You got riot foam. So don't forget, in the trailer that we seen like 6 or 7 months ago, when the guy, oh damn, they did put that in the game. Remember when the enemy was running through the water? They had the seeker mines and showed the seeker mines going through the water, and it shot up in the air, and the person shot the foam at him, and the NPC got stuck in it, and it like foamed up around his leg and he was stuck. That's what this is. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Riot foam. I don't know what this is. And Reinforcer, I have to look more into that. I'm not sure if he got stuff about this, but I could just know what these two are off top. I don't know what these are. Reinforcer, maybe something to build something back together or put something back together maybe. And Firefly, we have no information. That's just my thoughts before I get into the rest of the video. But let's see if he breaks it down.
1, but it seems to be making its way into the Division 2 now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's go all the way back to the year 2014, where we had a new E3 gameplay trailer about the Division 1. We have this little segment here where the player pulls up his drone that continuously flashes the opponents. That right there was called the Firefly, and that seems to be in the Division 2 as well, although we don't really know what mods this thing has. Because the whole skill was locked during my play session. So I can't really show you this on screen either. So yeah, why don't we just take a look at all of these, starting off with the pulse. Now, I said I was surprised to see the pulse return, and that is because in a game where the environment is so gritty, and where, especially at night times, it can be really difficult to see anything at all. The pulse is basically a free wall hack that takes away some of the tension of the unknown. This time, though, the pulse is just a utility tool, so you will not be getting any critical hit chance or critical hit damage from it, but there are some talents on weapons or gear in the game that will give you increased damage to pulse targets. So, stat advantages for targets that have a pulse on them, it still exists, but you're gonna have to build around it, and it isn't as much.
What was that? Was that a like an MDR?
So, stat advantages for targets.
MDR battle rifle. Super 90. Talents right here. I ain't seen a couple of these talents before. This one right here look like a monk meditating or something like that. We got we got some new talents on here. All right, let's keep going.
That have a pulse on them, it still exists, but you're gonna have to build around it.
He said the pulse does not give you crit chance or crit damage. So I wonder if they gonna have like a talent or something or ability that you can spec into that stuff, because we do know crit chance, crit damage is in the game. We saw it from his video, we saw it from the trailer that they dropped, and we saw it from Marco's video, Wiz video. So we seen the white numbers, we seen the enemy armor damage, which was the blue numbers, we seen the headshot numbers, and we saw the critical hit numbers as well. And then it was a brand set that I was looking at that actually gives you like SMG damage, crit chance, and stuff like that. So we know it's in the game, but I'm not sure what the cap is. Maybe it's lower, maybe it's not as high as Division 1. From just based off of what I've seen, we do know crit damage and crit chance is in the game though, but right now we don't have those godly pulses anymore. So with these skill builds that people think they're going to be making skill builds with crazy pulses, damage pulses, and stuff like that, as he said in the video just right now, these pulses do not give you crit chance or crit damage. Now, I'm not sure if that's like the stock pulse, maybe a different variant of the pulse does, but what he said right now, we don't have it.
And it isn't as much as in the Division 1. Now, the 3 mods that the pulse comes with, they're named the Jammer, the Scanner, and the Remote. The Scanner is the basic pulse, as we know it from the Division 1. You click a button, it then scans the area around you, and players and NPCs within range are marked with red dots, even through walls. So yeah, that still works the same. The second variant is the Remote, which is kind of like a grenade that you throw out to any place, and then it scans the area around it every 5 seconds. This seems much stronger like the base version because it keeps scanning over and over, but keep in mind it can be destroyed as well. If you place it in a bad spot, players can just shoot it down and NPCs can do the same. Last up, we have the Jammer, which requires you to load up the pulse, and once it's at max range, you can release some sort of EMP wave in a small area around you, which will then disable any skill objects in the area.
Okay, so like I was saying, the Jammer, well, I said in the beginning, the Jammer just seems like it jams probably other pulses or other equipment that's around. Now, I didn't know it was like that to where you got to hold it and it brings out a circle and stuff like that. That's cool and all, but it is, like I was saying, it is confirmed that that Jammer shuts down equipment that's in that area. So if anybody got like any assault drones, defender drones, any other pulses that's down, grenades, anything that's like that with equipment that can be out, if someone drops that Jammer, it's gone, especially if you're in that circle.
If I remember correctly, this was an idea that originated on Reddit as well, just like the turrets next to the checkpoint. This one, though, you know, this is something that I like a lot. It sounds pretty strong, but I tried it out in the gameplay, And the area is actually pretty small, so you have to be really close to a skill object to actually EMP it.
Okay,
so maybe,
that's cool.
maybe I'm just bad with it, as I said.
So yeah, it's not huge to where you could just use that damn thing and hit somebody across the map and lose it. Nah, you got to be almost close quarter combat to use that thing. So yeah, they making you, if you want to use something like that, you got to be close to people, man. So this probably gonna be like for the aggressive people, maybe.
Played on Xbox and wasn't too good at the game there. Next up on the list is the turrets, and there's a much here that we don't already know because...
Alright, so the turrets are back. So the assault turret, I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 is a turret with the bullet on top, but that shoot the bullets.
Of course, we had a turret in the Division 1, and also the developers released a death block a month.
Please, I hope it's not shock turrets in here.
To go with all the mods for the turrets, so we already know what all of them do, but I guess some footage is always...
Alright, I didn't look at none of this, so I'm late to this. I want to look at this. So the assault is similar to striker drone. This skill is designed with offensive players in mind, equipped with the machine gun turret, 360 degrees rotational capabilities. This skill attacks the closest target while you are in combat. Outside of combat, designate your turret's targets. Incinerator. If you enjoy crowd control, this is for you. Equipped with incinerator tank. Incinerator ignites, fuels, and fires in a cone to deal area of effect damage. This turret can be toggled on and off when deployed. Okay, so you can turn it on and off. As I said, that was the fire turret. Artillery. The artillery is specialized deployable that launches exploding ordinances or whatever that is at locations at your choice. So I guess you can like you can pinpoint where you want it to go. I'm pretty sure. Firing once per press. Shells are launched in the arc at target position. This is a specialist skill for the demolitionist. All right. So the demolitionist is, I'm pretty sure, the guy with the grenade launcher. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And then you got sniper. This long range semi-automatic turret targets the same enemy you are engaging while there's a slight delay on target what is that? Acquisitions. I ain't too good with words, y'all. Acquisitions. The sniper can adjust its aim to match your own aim on the target. So, with this being said, this might be something that I use because I'll be using the 50 cal sniper. So let's say I got my 50 cal deployed. I got my sniper turret deployed, or whatever the case may be. What's going to happen is whenever I engage with somebody, my turret is going to snipe with me. Now, we don't know how strong the sniper is, but I know for a fact the 50 cal is damn near one shot to people from what I've seen in gameplay. But just having that extra sit back while I'm fighting, or if I'm in close quarter combat or something like that and I use this one, that can be also good as well, especially with the assault drone as well though. But let's get back into it.
Always nice to have. The assault turret is the first mod, and it's exactly the same as in the Division 1. Give or take some stat differences, you put it on the ground and it basically starts shooting at enemies. Then we have the Incinerator, which is the fire turret, and this one did get some big changes though, because one, you cannot move with the fire turret in your hands. So,
wow.
You know, in the footage right here, I actually die because I was trying to move and I didn't know what's going on. Turns out when you grab the fire turret, you can't move. And also,
so this is for the people that used to do that cheesy ass with Nomad and wannabe bums that will run towards you knowing they have an overheal or they tanky, and they run towards you and drop the turret right next to your feet and then run off and then try to kill you with a shock turret or the flame turret. They canceled that for y'all. So just letting y'all know that right now. So y'all can't do that no more.
Also, the fire turret only...
So this basically going to be something if you camp it behind something and you throw it out, or you like cover base with it and you put it on somewhere. You can't just run with this thing.
It damages enemies in a cone directly in front of the turret. So in PvP, it can easily be countered by simply stepping to the sides. Then we also have the artillery turret.
Alright, so confirmed, it's only one directional. So in that little area, it's where it would go off. But if you go out of that area and you go around it, It won't turn to you. It's not going to auto detect on you. It's not going to burn you up, anything like that. So for all you little cheesy flame turret users, Firecrest, I believe if they got like a set for like a fire build, maybe they should make it to where it can go all the way around. That'd be cool. But just for the people that were cheesy with it, y'all ruined it for everybody. Y'all see what happened, right? Just saying. All right.
Turret, and this is the special turret for the demolitionist specialization. Only when you spec yourself as a demolitionist you can use this, and this basically puts a turret on the ground and then gives you an area of effect circle wherever you point your crosshair. Then you can press the skill button again to launch a mortar from the turret on the location that you're looking at for some area of effect damage. This isn't a one-time use. You basically put it on the floor and then you can keep shooting mortars over and over until your turret is destroyed. And you don't have to worry about accidentally disabling your turret like you have to worry about with skills in the Division 1, because you can only disable skills by holding down the skill button for about 3 whole seconds. So it's a lot more difficult to accidentally cancel your skill. The last mod...
That's dope. All right, so as we see with the artillery, a lot of people might be using that as well too. For like people who like to camp a lot and stuff like that, they gonna be using those mortars on y'all. I'm just letting y'all know that. So for the people who just gonna be trying to camp every second that they get, a lot of people probably are gonna be running around with that, and they're gonna be dropping those mortars left and right on y'all ass. Now it didn't look like it do a lot of damage, but just be aware that people will probably try to abuse this just from seeing right now.
For the turret, it's a sniper turret. We know that from the website, but unfortunately in the build that I played, this one wasn't unlocked, so I don't have any footage of it. Moving on, we have the Hive, which actually works a bit different than how I imagined it to be from just the description. If you watch my video on the dev blog where I talk about...
So that's the Restorer Hive that he has, and like I said, the Restorer Hive is the health Hive. So that might be the Hive that give you the health back and the armor back and stuff like that.
The article on skills, I compared this to the support station. But it isn't quite that, as players will not just be healed or damaged when walking into the radius. It more or less launches a projectile when somebody gets in the radius, or multiple ones if multiple enemies or multiple teammates are going into the area of effect, and the projectile follows the target around, even if the target moves out of the radius again. So it's pretty much like you walk in there, it sees you, it shoots a slow projectile at you, and then that projectile will follow you around. You don't instantly get healed. So it's very much a delayed heal or a delayed damage effect. So
delayed heal, delayed damage effect. So this ain't no immune box type thing where you can just drop a box and get healed. This is not a drop and pop thing. Nothing. So he said delayed heal or delayed damage. And as you see like the little green particle flying or whatever, and it followed him around or whatever. That's pretty decent. But let's get some more into it.
Let's go through the mods. The Stinger mod is the default one. It's basically just damages enemies in the radius. We've seen this in the E3 footage as well.
So that Stinger mod is the mod that I said where I saw Wids playing PvP and they were fighting some people while they were rogue. That thing is actually strong. That thing, it was his teammate that was on the ground and somebody deployed that on the other team and it killed his teammate instantly. Like almost like a critical pred bleed or something like that. That's how fast his life went away, especially when he was on the ground.
It shoots out weak points when enemies have weak points. There's nothing too special about this. The Restorer mod shoots out these clouds of healing every other second or so for every friendly agent into the radius. This is just the healing variant, but again, works a little bit different than a support station.
Yeah, it's not consistent healing. It's like delayed healing. Not bad though.
The booster increases movement speed, skill haste, and weapon stability and accuracy.
Alright, so I was thinking booster might have been like the booster shot, but no. He said skill haste, I guess movement, and what else?
As far as I support station, the booster increases movement speed, skill haste.
So you can move faster. And this is probably going to be for the people, a lot of people that like to chicken dance and try to strafe. That's going to be calling themselves strafe gods are probably going to be trying to use this thing.
And weapon stability and accuracy.
So weapon stability and accuracy. So for the beamers, for the snipers, a lot of people are going to be using this for beaming. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. So with the M4s, the LVOAs, these assault rifles that we're getting, a lot of people will try to probably 9 times out of 10 be using these boosters because, of course, they automatically think of Division 1 beam stability. I can chicken dance, maybe I can stray faster, stuff like that. So a lot of people are going to be trying this thing out. It doesn't look too bad. This is probably just one I won't use though.
The buff, as far as I could tell, wasn't too strong though. It only lasted 3 seconds, and the movement speed, as you can see here in the footage, is not very significant. I move a little bit faster, but not a whole lot, right? And the last up is the Reviver mod, which is the one that allows you to revive players when they're in the radius. And that does indeed mean that all the other variants do not allow for a revive. I tested it out, you can't revive on them, so I had to manually revive my friend here. And oh, bonus fact, you can't revive through walls anymore either. You need to be in direct line of sight to the...
What? So you have to be on them to revive. So no more reviving through walls or anything like that. Okay. Hey man, they ain't fucking off this year. All the mistakes they made for the Division 1, man, they are not doing it for Division 2. It's gonna be a whole different feel for a game for people.
The target now, so that's something that they changed as well.
With all that USA offers, why go with anybody else? We know their rates are good. We know that they're always going to take...
I will not spend too much time on the Seeker Mine because we already know how it works from the Division 1, especially the explosive and the cluster mines. We have the exact same skills in the Division 1, but the Airburst mines, they've actually received a bit of a rework. And we of course also have the Mender Mod, which is the exclusive survivalist Seeker Mine, which allows you to heal other players. So let's look at those. First up, the Airburst. The way it works now, you activate it and then it just rolls next to you, doing nothing. But then you can press the skill button again to send it out to a specific location, much like the Mortar turret. And then on that location, it will fly up in the air and do damage and set the area on fire.
I like that because, as you guys noticed from Division 1, when you put out Seeker Mines, let's say you like try to throw a Seeker Mine at somebody and kill them, right? But then the Seeker Mine get caught like on an NPC and it rolls the other way. That it stops it from doing that now. So now you can have it out and deployed, but then again, you can set the area to where you want it to drop and you can pinpoint where you want it to drop and then you can use it. Instead of it doing its own thing and getting aggroed on something else, it actually goes after exactly what you put it on. I like that.
That sort of stuff. So this actually allows you to manually select where you want the Seeker Mine to go. And I can imagine that this is pretty strong, you know, a lot more player control and a lot less click and forget. And then last up, as I said, we have the Mender Mod for the Seeker Mine. And this is just a mine that follows teammates around or follows the...
So the Mender Mine is for the specialists, for the survival specialist. So whoever's using that survival class, will be able to use this one. So you can be able to get the Seeker Mines with the healing. So remember the 3 things that I said with the 3 specialists. You got the Mentor, like you got the crossbow, the grenade, and the crossbow, the grenade launcher, and the sniper. This is the second one. He showed what the demolitionist does as an artillery with mortars. Now this is the survivalist specialist thing. And this also gives you a Seeker Mine with healing on it. That heals teammates, as he said. A
specific teammate, if you assign it to a specific teammate, and then it slowly heals up their armor with the same type of gas clouds that came out of the Hive that we just talked about. The drone.
So if like let's say if you let's say if you got a specialist build, right? I'm just thinking off the top of my head, maybe. Let's say you got a specialist build and it's like a skill power build, but you got somebody that's like a tank or something like that with that shield. You can actually send your strong ass, depending on how strong the game lets you make the skill power or whatever. You can actually send it on that person so he can get consistent healing with that shield. People don't think about that. So a lot of people will be trying to do that when like they have these shields and stuff like that. Somebody gonna be sitting back like this guy, and they gonna send that Seeker Mine to heal his teammates while they're fighting with those shields. Watch what I tell you.
Drone is actually the skill that surprised me the most during my playtime, simply because I found it to be very strong. Especially the Striker Drone, which is the one that is offensive, the one that sort of goes in and then goes to attack targets on its own. You can activate this by pressing the skill and then press the skill button again to send it to a specific target, and then it will just fly to that target and start shooting it.
Oh, we got an enemy with a crossbow. That look dope. Let me see. That guy right there. He got a crossbow.
Will just fly to that target and start shooting it.
Never mind, I went past it. So the assault drone is probably something that I'll use too, because I'll be one of those guys with the SMGs up close and personal, and the assault rifle to fight back, and then I'll have my assault drone to bag me up. So I'll probably be using that.
It doesn't do a lot of damage, and it's pretty squishy, all things considered, but I still found it to be very powerful in PvP because the damn hitbox is so small, and it's really hard to hit with a controller. That's maybe because I'm bad with a controller. If I had a mouse and keyboard, it would have been a different story. It would have been... I don't think it would have been an issue whatsoever, but on console, this thing felt quite overwhelming, especially when there's 2 or 3 of them, and they all come at you. It feels really disorientating because you get all these red hit markers in the...
Yeah, this is for aggressive play right here. To put pressure on people and stuff like that, a lot of people are going to be using that. I'm going to be one that's using the assault drone, all right?
Indicating that you're getting hit from all sides and you're slowly losing your health, and it's really distracting. You can't really focus on the players you're actually trying to fight. It could be because I'm just inexperienced at the game yet, and I haven't really had a lot of experience with the drone. But seeing this and comparing it to the other skills, it seemed quite strong in my opinion. The Defender mod is pretty cool though. If you activate this, the drone will fly above you and protect you from bullets by blocking bullets with, I think they called it microwave bursts or something. Not quite sure how this is supposed to.
Man, that looked like something off the Matrix, talking about some microwave bursts. That looked like when Neo slowed down the bullets on them ages at the end, man, and them shits just frozen like time and look computerized. That's what this looked like. That's crazy though. That's dope.
Work, but hey, let the fantasy take over.
But I wonder how many bullets it actually defends. Does it defend everything? Like, does it defend every single bullet that's being shot? Because if so, man, that thing is going to be OP. You're going to have like 3 people that's running assault and then 2 that's running like defender. So just in case you send out your drones or something like that, they have that defender to be blocking the bullets while they putting damage on y'all with the assault drones. I don't know, man. It might work out like that. But if so, this is probably going to be the new cheese.
Over the game a little bit. We don't need all the realism, right? And every time it blocks a bullet, the battery drains out, and then after like 10 bullets, the drone is destroyed. So this could be a really cool way to sort of boost up your DPS players, protect them from a few bullets as they go in. Then we have the tactical drone, which is a drone that flies up next to you and then permanently pulses anyone in the area until it gets shot down. We didn't get to see the Bombardier drone.
All right, so the Tactician Drone, built for Intel's utility drone, flies to maximum elevation at a location of your choosing and spots all hostile it can see, effectively highlighting their location while deployed. It gives you and your party continuous information about the position of the enemies within the area. This is the specialist skill for the sharpshooter specialist. So that's for me. If I'm using sharpshooter, I get to continuously post and see where people are actually at. It doesn't give you chance of crit damage, but you can actually see where enemies is at, and you don't have to worry about, oh, is there somebody behind that wall? Is there somebody over here? You actually see them. So he said for the Bombardier, you don't really get to see that, but it said this drone can perform a bombing run across a long area. The drone flies to an area that is designated by the player and drops a barrage of explosives as it strays from one end of a zone to another one. Oh man, that sounds like some bullshit. Oh man.
I think that's what it's called, or the fixer drone, either the one that heals players.
This defensive drone repairs. Let me see. I can't see. I have to look over my whatchamacallit. I can't see. This defensive drone repairs armor over time. You can choose whether you want it to fly next to you and passively repair your armor, or choose a friendly target whose armor needs repairing, including other damage skills. Yeah, so that's the fixer thing I was talking about with fixing like deploy skills or fixing armor or fixing health. That's what, like equipment and stuff like that. So I was kind of my assumption was right before I ever, before I even seen it.
But looking at the description, the Bombardier allows you to drop mortars from the drone the same way that the mortar turret works. You activate the drone and then you reactivate the button again, and then it will drop a mortar on that location. And the fixer drone simply flies around players and heals them if they need healing. And you can also assign it to a specific teammate. But I didn't get any footage of that because...
Alright, so though these things right here with those type of drones, the fixer drones and all that stuff, those are kind of in a sense of the boxes, the revive boxes and stuff like that, because it's actually giving you healing. So it's only a few things on here that actually give you healing. One is the one with the survival specialist that gives you like Hive, or is it Seeker Minds healing or something like that, continuous healing. And then you got this drone right here that gives you healing as well. So it's not too much healing stuff in the game as we see so far. So this is really, I can see why they say it's really kind of gonna be cover based shooting, because it doesn't have the healing and the abilities that we are used to for Division right now.
In the build that I played over a massive, these skills weren't available. Something that's new though, entirely new, something that you haven't seen in action yet, is the shield and the 2 mods for it, the 2 out of the 3 mods, because one of them wasn't available. So far we have the Bulwark and the Crusader. Now the Crusader is the default shield that we all know from the Division 1, full body coverage, you can only use a pistol, nothing new here really. But then the Bulwark, that name though, actually allows you to use most primary weapons in combination with the shield. I say most because in the game that I played, in the menus, it said every primary weapon, but then I tried it with an LMG and it didn't work. I actually, I had the LMG in my hands, I tried to equip the shield, and then when I tried to shoot at players, I suddenly had the shotgun. So, surprise, 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 I got fucked and I died. The cool thing about this mod though is that once it gets shot down with a weapon that you can use with it, like a shotgun or an M4 or any of that, you don't get staggered back like in Division 1. You can just keep shooting your weapon.
That's
so
dope.
This could
you
be
just keep moving.
Very useful to win a damage trade, so to speak. But obviously this tiny shield, it does not have as much HP as the full shield, and it also doesn't cover your head and your legs. Only the body. Next up,
I'm gonna have a crit chance SMG build with that damn thing and the assault rifle. Watch what I tell you.
The cam launcher. We already talked about this a lot because this was used a lot during the E3 gameplay. So the only thing that I will add to the whole conversation about the cam launcher is that the foam where you get stuck on the floor isn't going to be as strong as we thought it would be, because once you get caught by the foam, you can simply hold a button. In the Xbox One's case, it was the X button to free yourself up early. So yeah, it's probably still strong because it's...
Man, no way. Hey, if somebody 9 times... This is going to be the new cheese right now. If somebody hits you with that and you get stuck, you have to hold X to get out of there. 9 times out of 10, this lower time to kill, you will be shredded within the blink of an eye. So if you got aggressive players using this, where SMGs running around and doing all that stuff, especially like in an occupied dark zone, what's going to happen is they're going to hit you with this. You will be instantly shredded. So this right here, I'ma say, and I'm gonna put it out there. This is going to be confirmed the new cheese.
It still takes a second to free up, but not as strong as we thought it to be. And then last up, we have the Firefly, which, as I said at the start of the video, wasn't available in the build I played, but if you want to know what it does, again, here's a clip from a very old gameplay trailer that was released for the Division 1, where you could see the drone fly out and sort of flash the enemies. It does make me wonder, though, why couldn't they just make the Firefly a mod for the drone that was already in the game? But I guess time will tell. Maybe this has something special to it that the other drone doesn't. I also wanted to share something else and bring up a talking point about the skills, sort of in this video, because as most of you know, I was a big skill player in the Division 1. I do want to mention that they changed up the way that skill power works quite a bit, and also the way that you can mod your skills. Now, you will be able to get mods for your skills, just like in the Division 1, where we had performance mods. This time around, we'll have something similar to performance mods that also boost up your skills. But they sort of work together with skill power, and skill power itself has a completely different purpose. So in the Division 2, skill power will no longer increase the strength of your skills.
Okay, so confirm. Skill power will not increase the strength of skills. Will not. So you will not have a stronger drone, a stronger hive, stronger none of that.
You'll be able to change the raw stats of your skills by a whole lot in any other way. It's something that I do not know yet, but in the build that I played, skill power doesn't scale up the raw stats of your skills anymore.
Okay.
You will not be able to boost your skills anymore by speccing more and more into skill power. Skill power is now used as a requirement to equip certain mods for certain skills.
All right. So, as confirmed as he said, that's actually pretty, that's cool right there, because a lot of people can run skills, any type of skill, without not having any skill power. It didn't matter what skill it was, as long as you had it unlocked. But now they're making it to where you have to have a certain skill power requirement to use certain stuff. So let's say if you want to use a certain drone, let's say, just throwing a ballpark number, you have to have 120k skill power for it. But if you don't have 120k skill power or 119 skill power, like if you hit 119 skill power, 118, 115, that skill is still locked until you reach that 120k skill power gap, that cap right there. Once you hit that, then it's unlocked. That's what he's saying. So anything that's like a Hive or something like that, that probably take like 80,000 and you got 70,000, you can't get that until you have 80,000 skill power. That's pretty, man, they changed this up a lot.
So for example, we have the pulse. We want to add some mods to it, like performance mods. Now, to get the range mods to the pulse, the player is required to have a certain amount of skill power. If you don't have more than 3,000 skill power...
All right, so you can use the skill, but to be able to use the mods, you have to have the skill power for it. So he said 40% plus range with the mod, it requires you to have a 3,000 skill power. If you have like a 2,500 skill power, then you can't use it. If you have a 2,900 skill power, you can't use it. If you have a 2,999 skill power, you can't use it because you're one away.
You cannot equip those mods. That's kind of how it works. So what does this mean for the game? Well, first up, it means that every player will now have skills that are about as strong as everybody else's skills. Nobody will have skills that basically do nothing. But it also means that what I said earlier when they did this...
So other people's really skills won't overpower anybody else's. If y'all get what he's saying and what I'm saying, you won't be able to really overpower somebody else's skill because it'll be kind of almost on the same playing field. So right now you see he got 0 skill power on this thing. So if he's trying to use a mod, it won't work because he don't have the requirements to use it. Got the Super 90, the Stagger. I'm just looking at these guns real quick. The LMG. A mask that looked like what? Backpack, gloves, knee pads, chest piece, holster. 50,000 armor, 35,000 health. So it looked like 9 times out of 10, I'll be making builds that spec into armor because it looked like armor is the main thing first before you get to your health. And he got the crossbow. What is this? Killing a bleeding target increases critical hit chance by 25% for all group members for 10 seconds. Whoa. That's going to cause people to spam grenades right there, buddy. They better not bring Predator back with this shit in the game. Yeah, don't bring Predator back with this shit right here in the game. Let y'all take this out and nerf this. But it says with this thing right here, killing a bleeding target increases critical hit chance by 25% for all group members for 10 seconds. So that means if people spamming grenades and you got this active, somebody on the team has this and they get put on bleed, just know whatever weapon you got an additional 25% critical hit chance for 10 seconds with that weapon. Sheesh. Now I wonder if that damn thing stacks. We're gonna have to try it out on the beta. I wonder if that stacks.
This year's E3 reveal, when I talked about the fact that we do not have main stats anymore in the Division 2, it seems.
So those knee pads, shotgun, all resistance, skill haste. So we see those things are still back. We did see something with let me go back. Crit chance. Vital gives you plus 20% on health. This set right here, called the Wyvern Wear. A 3-piece bonus give you critical hit. So one piece give you critical hit damage, another piece give you headshot damage, like 2 pieces, and the third piece give you 10% critical hit chance. So a lot of people are going to be like running mismatch brand sets for crit damage, crit chance, SMG damage, gun damage, stuff like that. And you know, I'm gonna bring y'all those builds as well.
It seems that, you know, you can't really spec too much into one thing anymore in the Division 2. And I know this is, again, too early to say that with 100% certainty, but from what I've played so far, this does seem to be the case more and more. Something where we can also see this back when looking at the skills is that a lot of the skills don't really add raw stats to the players anymore. Yeah, we have offensive skills, we have a couple of defensive skills, we have one Hive mod that adds skill haste and movement speed, but as far as straight up buffs go, yeah, they're almost non-existent when looking at the skills. That doesn't mean we will not have build diversity. Of course we're going to have build diversity. In fact, I think we'll have more build diversity than we had in the Division 1. But I do believe that the differences between those builds, as far as how tanky we can be, as far as how much damage we can deal, and as far as how strong our skills are going to be.
Alright, let me go back and look at this, y'all. I didn't get to really see.
Of course we're going to have build diversity. In fact, I think we'll have more build diversity than we had in the Division.
More build diversity. Y'all know who coming with the builds, baby. Y'all know who coming with the builds, man. I'm out of headshot builds, the crit damn, crit chance builds, everything. And I was already making gear sets by looking at gameplay, man. I'm ready, dude. I am so ready.
Division 1.
All right, so let me go back to that lightweight M4. So the first thing is the Super 90. That was purple. They got the stagger on it. We seen the bleed. All right.
Diversity. Then we have.
And then that. Come on, man. He scrolled through this damn thing so fucking fast.
We'll have more build diversity.
All right. So the LMG still has that 10% damage out of cover. Let me see if it got a certain. Okay. Saddest damage done to bleeding targets is increased by 15%. Requires over 15% critical hit chance. So to unlock this, you have to have critical hit chance, 15% critical hit chance, to be able to use this mod. All right. So 9 times out of 10, you'll be able to use this with an SMG probably automatically, because SMGs already come with crit chance on them. So you'll be able to probably use this maybe right away, or just spec a little bit into crit chance. But it says damage done to bleeding targets is increased by 15%. Now, I done seen 2 things with bleeding on this. How easy is it to make people bleed on this game? We don't have the pred. Maybe the grenades put you in bleed probably all the time. I wonder if they got like chain reaction and stuff on. I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not. But from what I see right now, this one right here is for bleeding purposes only. All right. So it requires 15% crit chance to be able to use this. And I mean probably standing 15%, not like some other stuff or whatever. Probably raw numbers that you have to have.
We had.
All right. So with the SOCOM MK20, which is like a marksman rifle gun, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, it's a marksman rifle. It gives you 91% headshot damage. So this is going to be for like headshot people. And there is also, we seen that brand set that gave you headshot damage. So a lot of people probably will be specking into that. I'm going to cover all of it. I'm going to have headshot builds, critical hit builds, assault rifle builds, shotgun builds, LMG builds. I'm going to have every and anything that I can make that actually is good, and I'll be dropping it for you guys. This one is called Kill Confirmed. So it says headshot kills grant 10% damage, stacks up to 10 times. So you can get 100% headshot damage if you stack it up 10 times. All non-headshots reset the bonus. So you will have to hit somebody in the head 10 times to stack up to 100% damage. And then it says all non-headshots reset the bonus. So if you miss, it's resetted. So you got to be pinpoint accurate. I'm pretty sure a lot of people ain't going to use this. Except for like MPVE, maybe. PvP, I don't think nobody's going to be using this right here. And then it says it requires over 140% headshot damage. So for this skill right here, Kill Confirm, you have to spec into headshot damage, which will also be the marksman rifle damage. I mean, the marksman rifle gun. So the marksman rifle guns already come with headshot damage on it. So this Kill Confirm thing right here is basically really for marksman rifles. So that's that's actually dope.
In a Division 1.
Damn, he went through that M4 fast, bro. Come on, man.
We'll have more build diversity than we had in a
I'm gonna see if I can catch it.
Division
If it loaded.
1.
Nope. Fuck. Let me go back. God damn.
More build diversity than we had.
I'm doing that on purpose to see if I can catch what's on this M4. It's still on the Soakum. It completely, he went on it and the menu didn't even change. It completely went over the M4. I hope he goes back. All right, so for the M1A CQB, this is also a marksman rifle damage. Comes with 91% headshot damage on it. This is called Pyromaniac. Damage done to targets on fire is increased by 15%. This is basically a urban MDR. So the urban MDR with the talent at the bottom, it gave you, I think, 15% damage when targets was on fire. So instead of having an urban MDR, they made the gun into a talent. Now we do have an urban MDR, but I'm not sure if it's that exotic, because I seen a yellow one. It wasn't exotic, and I don't know if it had that perk on it. But for this right here, damage done to targets on fire is increased by 15%. This is 100% the urban MDR exotic rifle from the first division. It's turned, or they made some type of talent for, what that gun was. It said you have to have plus 10% weapon damage. There's a brand set on here. I got used to saying brand sets. There's a brand set on here that I was looking at that also gives you a nice amount of weapon damage. I think it's either the SoCo or the Pro that I was looking at. I had to go back and look and confirm, but that Pyromaniac might be not too bad, but I won't probably use this because how the game is, man. Well, it probably will work because it is cover based and a lot of people will be camping. You can probably put people on fire or use a flame turret or something like that and be able to get this 15% buff. But I'll spec into that and look into that and see what it's about.
But I do
All right, I want to go back to the shotgun. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of breakdowns, man. So I don't just want to run through stuff and people be like,
as far
"Oh,
as
you
how
taking too long."
tanky we can be, as far as how much.
What is this?
Damage we can.
So we've seen the SOCOM. We got the sausage in here. So let me see. Man, come on, man. They going through those guns so fast. Jesus Christ. Slow y'all ass down, man.
As far as
we want to see what talents and what come on these guns. Because that, I couldn't even see what this military M133 does.
Damage we can.
I can't even read what this is. I just know it's a tactical sausage 12K. It has stagger on it, low accuracy, low stability, and I can't even see what kind of what kind of talent is on this damn thing because they're just flying through it. Come on, y'all. Please at least show me the vector, man. All right, I had to do that just in case they bullshitted. So the vector is something that I said I was going to use. It has 1.1K RPM on it, so it is faster than the MP7 from Division 1. This also comes with, see, submachine guns. They come with 9.5 critical hit chance on it. It has something on it called unrelenting. Hitting enemies increases critical hit chance by 5%. This bonus stacks up to 10 times. Missing the target removes all stacks. All right, so you can shoot enemies over time and pinpoint accuracy and stack up 5%, but stack up 10 times of 5%. But if you miss, the stacks go away. That's almost kind of like Striker a little bit. But the Striker was for the damage, but it's like a similarity to Striker. And it says requires, but
as far
I'm not sure if they're going to show it. Yeah, we don't know what it requires. These motherfuckers just flying through stuff, man. All right.
Strong our skills are going to be. That has been dialed.
All right, so he did go back to the lightweight M4. So the lightweight M4, it comes with health damage. All right, so what health damage is, you have the armor damage for the character, correct? Which probably is what's going to be spec'd into the most because it needs that's basically your lifeline right there. But once that armor goes away, that's when the assault rifles prevail. That's when the assault rifle really kicks in because it actually has 19% health damage. So what I'm assuming is once you lose that armor, and it's just straight health bars, you're actually doing 19% more damage to people's health versus to when they have armor on. So you shred through the armor, but then the assault rifle talent, as in what comes on the gun, actually kicks in because I remember the assault rifles had enemy armor damage. I don't see that enemy armor damage right now. We see health damage. So that means once that armor is gone, this assault rifle talent actually really kicks in and it gives you an extra 19% health damage, which I don't know how much that is, but it gives you more health damage to shred people down faster to when they have no armor. If that's what I'm looking at and I have an understanding of that. And then it's you got lock and load. Reloading from empty increases weapon damage by 20% for 5 seconds. What? Bro. Lock and load is gonna be OP. Okay. Because some people 9 times out of 10 are going to cheese this, all right? And they're going to shoot until they don't have a clip. And when they reload, they're going to come out and burst out and have that 20% damage buff for 5 seconds. That's crazy. See, I'm already thinking what people going to be doing off the top of my head. So what's going to happen is people are going to be shooting ammo like Lone Star to get Lone Star procs. And then when they do that reload after being empty, some people are probably going to be using like the short mags to put like a small amount of bullets up in there so they can get this proc going every time. It depends on what the cooldown look like. They're going to be shooting out the ammo. As soon as they get the reload, they're going to pop out with that 20% damage to face tank, or they're going to try to beam somebody. Now, this is going to work well with the mod. I forgot what the skill was that give you the stability and the accuracy for beamers. This is going to give you that extra damage. I don't know what the damage drop off is for that particular buff, but that's going to give you the extra damage to be able to use stability with that mod and beam people when you're reloading inside of that thing. I'm telling y'all now what's going to happen. I don't know if any other YouTuber is breaking it down like that, but I actually see this from afar on what's going to actually happen, all right?
Back quite a few notches. And again, I haven't seen the whole system yet.
So this purple giving marksman rifle damage, SMG damage. The brand set, it's called the Air. This brand set right here, if anybody is going for headshot damage and marksman rifle damage, this brand set right here with the A, I'm gonna just call it the Air. This is what you're going to be using because it gives you headshot damage. It gives you more headshot damage. It gives you accuracy, and it gives you marksman rifle damage. So anybody that's using like marksman rifles and snipers and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10 is going to be using this brand set right here.
And I haven't put end game builds together yet. But for example, in a Division 1, if you didn't build around your skills, your support station had about 1500 healing per second. If you did build around your skills, it could be 20 times as strong as that, or even more with the right buffs. In a Division 1, you could have 10k firearms and 100 striker stacks and booster shot and all that stuff, which would hit so much harder than, for example, a skill power player with no firearms. And the same goes for toughness. The difference in toughness between a 10k stamina Nomad player and a 3k stamina Hunter's Fate player in a Division 1 was more than a factor of 10. And I'm not saying we will not have those type of builds anymore in the Division 2. I'm just saying that I haven't seen anything like this yet in the Division 2 so far with the builds that I played. And combine that with the removal of main stats, but yeah, it does give me the feeling that we will not be able to build our characters
That shotgun got the same thing
as extreme
on it.
Anymore as that we could.
I want to see what the sausage had on it.
Feels like everybody's going to have some damage now. Everybody's going to have some health, and everybody's going to have.
Is that strafing? Oh my god!
Skills
I hope that's not strafing. Look at that.
A little bit. But again, it's not the final game yet, so I'll eat my words, I guess, if I turn out to be wrong. It's just what I'm seeing so far from everything that I played. Tomorrow I'll be back with another video as well, where I will look at just some of the features of the game and just kind of...
Alright, so we done with that video. Marco, appreciate that information. If you see this video, I appreciate that information, man. I had to get it out to my people, kind of give my thoughts on it, a little bit more breakdowns and stuff like that. Pinpoint some stuff in the game where I think is going to be cheesy, what's not going to be cheesy, what's going to be helpful, what's going to be able to interact with each other to make a better combination. I appreciate that that video right there. So that's it for the video, guys. Please leave a comment down below. I need all y'all feedback on what y'all think this game gonna be. I know it's a little lengthy, but with these type of videos, I am going to make it lengthy because I'm going to be doing a lot of breakdown. I'm not giving y'all no 15-20 minute videos just to really just react to a video. I'm actually going to be breaking down and giving my thoughts on this type of stuff every time they drop a video. I will be doing a little bit more research with Marco and Wiz and stuff like that to see what else they have dropped for today or for the next upcoming days. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Leave a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and notification button, and your boy is out.